Hey, hey, Omar again with Chicago Cycling Network. And it's a beautiful day. The weather's getting amazing outside. I know you guys are killing it. I'll be there soon. I'm waiting for the warm up because again, I'm Jamaican, so I'm waiting for it to be like in the 60s, maybe 55 degrees. Then I'll be there. But today, guys, I have somebody very, very special. And if you don't know her, at the end, you'll get to figure out who she is, learn about her. And she's when I saw her as I'm always stalking people's Instagram, and I was like, I think she'll make a really good fit. I think she has an amazing story, a beautiful story. And I would love to hear it because we have people like Katie
Katie
in the network. And she's one of the persons who I think is why Chicago is a beautiful place to be. Okay. No excuses. I bet that's her motto. No excuses. She got on the bike, she's doing her thing, and she's killing it. She's killing it dead. So I'm again so happy that you could join me today and we get to learn about you. And Chicago, beautiful. It's warming up. We're kind of in the fake season for winter now, so don't be fooled. Okay, it's a little bit warm, but it might be cold next week and snowing again. So but we're getting there. Okay, just be patient, and about end of April we should be good to go. So again, thank you guys for supporting what I'm doing. All the people who've come on the channel and want to share their story. So, Katie, introduce yourself and let us know who you are.
I'm Katie. I cycle with the Dropettes, and I'm on their team. And then I also work with Chicago All Bodies on Bikes, which is about getting just all bodies on bikes and enjoying the ride. I mainly do track cycling. That's my favorite sport, hands down. I also tried gravel and cross this year. Looking forward to trying a little bit more other sports, but track so far is the one that's hit it home the most. I'm originally from Utah, and then I moved here by the end of high school. And since then, I have just fallen in love with Chicago, and it's probably one of my favorite places to be.
Oh, awesome. So you came from Utah. So
Yeah.
To here, why did you move to Chicago?
My family actually all moved here. Since they have all moved back. But we moved here for my dad's job. And then, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So what are you doing now?
Right now, I do a lot of social media work, social media management for a few places. And then I also do photography and all that kind of stuff.
So and all this time we've been struggling to figure out my old podcasting, lighting stuff, and you're here. So you might have to give me some pointers afterwards, okay?
You look like you have some good setup, though.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get here, but I think if I had your help, I'll get here a lot faster. But sometimes, you have to learn things a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how long have you been biking now?
I want to say about 6 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you mentioned that you do mainly track cycling. I mean, why track? Why not road or anything like triathlons or something?
So before track, I did a lot of mountain biking and trail riding. I actually started out on like a fixed gear bike. And then I kept trying to take it off-road. And then my friend was like, you just need to get an off-road bike. And I was like, fair. So then I got an off-road bike. I've been using that for like 5 years, doing like Palos and things like that. And then we ended up at the velodrome on accident. Well, not on accident. Somebody invited us to the velodrome and we were just going to go ride around and not really like race. But then we found out that the only way you can get on the velodrome, like on a race night, is to race. So I was like, okay, well, can I sign up to race? And then he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh, shoot. And then it was just kind of like a serendipitous thing where I ended up racing on a state champ night, which is hilarious to me.
So are you a state champ now?
No. No, I'm not.
But getting there, though. Getting there.
I got a couple medals this year, so I'll give it that. So, we'll take that.
Congrats.
Yeah. And then I accidentally ended up racing, essentially. I had no idea what was going on. Like, because you're supposed to stay above the blue line if you're, like, slower than everybody else. And people were yelling from the stands, just go above the blue line. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to keep riding this black line.
That's going to be you and I, because I have no idea about track cycling. I see them do the swinging stuff with your hand and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I don't. Are those bikes fixed gears or?
All of them are fixed gears, no brakes. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't survive. I know my friend Marcus Dorcas has been inviting me to come to the track Maybe. And if I go there, I might be on the black line like you. So
Just go on the black line. I mean, if people come up behind you, they just got to go around.
Hey,
But,
she said it. I didn't say it. She said it. So I guess a lot to learn about this whole track stuff. But the track seems like a lot of fun.
It is. I think it's, I would have never raced otherwise. It was just very accidental that I ended up there and racing. And then it just ended up being so fun. And like my mentality at that point was like, I only got lapped like twice by the P1, like the Cat 1, 2, 1s and 2s. And I was like, so like, that's not that bad. And then it just kind of spiraled from there. And I ended up doing their Monday night clinics and then just getting better.
And which one do you go to?
The Ed Rudolph Velodrome.
Which is in Northbrook. So which is not too far from where they have the Intelligentsia. I think it's pretty close to where they down.
They have one, over there. One of those. Yep. It's kind of right down the street, actually.
Maybe one of these, because I've never been to the Belgium before. Again, people say, keep on coming, go, you can go, we should go, but I've never been there before. So maybe one of these days when I go to watch the crit, I might just bike over just to see it and figure it out to see if it might be a calling for me.
Because I think the crit ends, I think, right about when track racing starts. So it's a perfect opportunity to check it out if you are looking to check out track racing.
All right. I will. Okay, promise. Let's see how everything plays out for the rest of the year.
And then we'll just get you on a bike. And be like, I don't know how he ended up.
Well, the crazy part is, you see my tri bike?
Yeah.
It can be converted to a track bike because of how the drops are at the back, and if you can see, but it becomes a track bike. I can just take this off right here, and it becomes a track bike.
Okay, perfect.
So that was a very unique feature. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this could easily become a track bike. So
one thing to watch out is the quick release. You'd need to change it out.
All right.
That and the handlebars, but then you're good to go.
No, I will convert everything. I will strip everything down and make it into a fixed gear and all the stuff I need to.
Awesome.
But this bike can be converted to a
so you have no excuses not to show up this year.
She called me out. Sorry. She didn't say that, but we'll see. Okay. Quick question. How many bikes do you have?
I currently have 3.
3 bikes?
Yeah. One of them is borrowed track bike. And then I have a Squall Breezer, which is my mountain bike, and a Soma double cross, which is my gravel cross bike.
Any favorite?
Track bike.
Your track bike is a favorite?
Yeah. I mean, it's runs so smooth. It goes so fast. You just feel so aero and cool on it. I don't know. It's just my favorite. Second up would be the Soma, just because it's become my like daily driver, and it's just very comfortable. And I got a bike Finette on it, so now I'm just like, oh, this is how a bike is supposed to feel.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I with my friends, because before I didn't have any bikes. Then I mentioned before, I was in. Previously mentioned, but I was in Miami. Was doing my training, my fellowship. Couldn't afford a bike. Came here, got my first bike for like $400, and then over time, I just end up having more and more bikes. So you see a few bikes that actually have more around the corner. And there's more that's at my in-laws' house, one of my Zwift setup and all different things. So the rule is when anybody asks you how many bikes you have, you should always say yes.
Okay. Learned as my collection grows, I'll just be like, yes.
Yes. How many bikes do you have? Yes.
100%. A lot.
and then if anybody, as I learned with my grandmother, they ask her which of her kids is her favorite child. And she responds, I hate all my kids the same. So
good response. Good response. Yeah.
Everything is neutral. Everybody get the answer, and everybody is good. So that's how we navigate. Because sometimes bikes might feel a bit jealous. So and they go by remotes because all my bikes have a different use, different purpose. So
mm-hmm.
you have a favorite bike. Nothing wrong with that. That's pretty amazing. So go back to how you got into cycling again. How did you let me go do this? And it's been 6 years, and this is like pre-COVID. So you
mm-hmm.
started biking before COVID. So what really was let's do this?
I think I just wanted to, and it seemed like fun. And I mean, I drive around a lot, and you just see people like riding their bikes, and I'm like, that looks like so much more fun than like sitting in traffic. And like you get to take in a lot more of the city and like see a lot more things, and just even interact with community better. So I think that was just kind of what motivated me. And then I just started. I went to I think it was Play It Again Sports and got like an old Schwinn, like Walmart type bike, which is great. Any bike is really great to be on and just get out to ride.
I second that. Any bike.
Mm-hmm. Just whatever you can afford to get on, do it.
And go from there. I like mm-hmm. that. So So touch back a little bit. You mentioned about being on like all bodies and bikes, something like that.
Yeah.
Could you touch on a little bit? Because I just found out about this. I mean, I am learning so much about Chicago that I didn't even know existed. So could you touch on a little bit about all body and bikes? What that's exactly about?
Yeah, so All Bodies on Bikes is a national nonprofit. It was started by Marley Blonsky, and it is just about getting all people on bikes, just enjoying the ride. It's not about body positivity. It's about more about body neutrality, and just appreciating that your body, like what your body can do, and it doesn't have to be, this. I love my body. I hate my body. It's just this is my body, and I'm enjoying being out and this, in this space. And with All Bodies on Bikes, it's just finding the joy in riding. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be a crazy pace. It's just enjoying getting out with your friends, having conversation, community on bikes, and enjoying that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, and this is one of the reasons why I think I really enjoy biking. I mean, I kind of have some really faster younger kids, so I try to push myself to keep up with them. But again, as I said, just get on a bike. I mean, you can pick your bike based on your speed and your type of people that you want to be around, and just have fun. I mean, that's the whole point of why most of us do biking. Of course, some of us do because we want to win, which is crazy, which is cool. Or we want to beat somebody on the bike path,
Yeah.
we want to go for the race. It's like, you think you got me? No, let's show. Let's go for a bike. Let's go for a race on the bike path.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So
Yeah, there's always someone who you're like, oh, I'm gonna just pass them real quick.
And then it becomes a race. Then it becomes a race.
Yeah, it's an accidental race, but it's all in good fun.
Exactly. And again, nothing is wrong with that. So touch back a little bit, because I knew about the dropettes maybe for the past 5 years, but I've never really gotten to know exactly like what they're about. You say you race for them, right? So could you like let people know? Because I mean, hey, if you're new to Chicago, you're here, dropettes might be the group for you. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we're just a community of women who just enjoy the sport. We're not so focused on results, and it's just about getting out there, encouraging each other to get out there and just have the most fun, and have a community to be there with you.
Yeah, it's good. And I think I've actually passed you guys a couple of times back in the days. You used to have short hair? No?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I think it's some of this, but this is one lady I used to see on her pretty short hair.
Is she shorter?
Maybe. And I was always just amazed when I see her. I think I talked to her a couple of times.
Okay.
But she won't remember because I used to have dreadlocks.
Oh, okay.
I started biking and then I cut my hair. But I've seen them like, man, you guys look so much cool. And you guys always come up, I think, go up Crawford then go to like maybe the lagoons. And I think I've passed you guys a couple of times. I'm like, oh man, I drop it. Nice. So
yeah, I mean, we got a frog with a cowboy hat as our logo. So how could we not be the coolest?
I know. Awesome. So been biking for 6 years. So you're gonna just keep on biking for as long as you can.
Yeah. I've always just kind of had the goal of going faster, not necessarily to race. It was just like I just enjoy seeing how fast like my body can go, and how it's just nice to like, I don't know, feel the wind rushing and being like, I'm doing that and I'm making that happen. So that's always just kind of like funny enough. I always just wanted to get faster.
Hey, that's me too. I want to go faster and faster. I want to go the speed of light if I could.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Awesome. But I might need like maybe a S-Works for that, or maybe the new Colnago.
Yeah.
Or I just need maybe it's like a regular bike that works, and put the work in and myself and train, and that might be the answer to it. Because some people think it's a bike, but the bike, yes, but you put the work in, and you're putting the work in.
Yeah, so, you got to do a lot of gym work, I feel like, and then like a lot of endurance work. I'm not so great on the like go on a 4-hour ride. I'm like, to where? I'm a destination person. I'm like, I need a destination.
All right. You don't like Destination Unknown? No. You remember that song?
No.
It's old. I'm kind of old, so scrap that. I didn't say that. Too old for that.
No, it's fair. I also grew up in Utah, which is kind of like living under a rock. So
we're in Utah.
Kind of all over. Orem, Provo, mainly Logan is where like all my family is from. And that's like, it used to be a very little valley town, but now it has like a Walmart or two. But it's like grown a lot actually. But it used to be like a very small little town when I grew up, like with a small little like four movie theater. 4
in one little town?
Mm-hmm. And that was
so that was like the shiznit to do, like, hey, let's go to the movies.
Yeah. Yes, you would consistently be at the movies or like the roller rink. There was a
Roller
roller
ring
rink,
and
yeah.
movies.
Mhm.
And are these movies still there and the roller ring is still in Utah? Have you been back to see it?
I do go back because my mom does live there. They are still there, but well, no, the movie theater got torn down. Now it's like the mall got torn down. They're putting in a Target. They're getting real fancy.
They're getting bougie now.
Yeah, they actually the person who created Crumble, funny enough, is from there. So random fact.
That's awesome. Repeat.
Crumble, the person who made Crumble, is from Logan, Utah, or Cache Valley.
Hey, I mean, I'm learning so much. Have you ever been outside the US?
Yes.
Where have you been?
I've been to Mexico and then I went to Iceland.
Iceland, nice. All right, well, I'm inviting you to go to Jamaica. And if you go to Jamaica, you go to Portland. And if you go to Portland, let me know and I'll have you taken care of. Like, I'm serious.
Okay.
All my people are from Portland. Okay, so most people go to Montego Bay, Negril, and all these places. Many places in Jamaica, in those tourist place, I've never been, and I'm Jamaican.
Okay. That's probably the way it's...
Portland. You'll get to see what Jamaica is all about. So if you're going to go, I promise you, just let me know, give me a heads up, and I will hook you up maybe with some accommodation because I have my family there. We have space. They have a lot of things. So
I'm adding it to the list.
I got you. So let me know. So, like, what's one of your most funnest memory of riding in Chicago? Like something that's really just stuck out at you, like, oh man, this was amazing. Other than getting passed by the P12s, as you mentioned.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories is from the track. And just like there was a point where the P12s had because it was like we had such a small field that it was like the P12s and me and another junior girl who were the only people racing that day. And so they slowed it down. Essentially, they slowed down and kept us all as a pack. And we were riding, and then there was a sprint where we all got to take off, and it was just really awesome to be sprinting around turn 2 to 3 into 4 with P12s and just being in
the zone with them.
Yeah, and actually pushing and feeling oh, I might actually win this. It was an awesome feeling.
Oh man, those memories you can't even put word in them.
Yeah,
just be experiencing. It's like, oh my god, man! But you're gonna have more of those experiences coming because again, as I mentioned, you put it working with the gym, what they do, you're gonna get there. And I'm excited to see what's gonna be coming for you. And I think I made a pretty good choice when I saw you, and I was like, man, there's just something about you, your aura was just like somebody I want to learn about, and Chicago should know about because again, people like you and myself and others, we are what make the network in Chicago such an amazing place, and you're so warm and welcoming. So, keep it up, and I really looking forward to see what's coming. And you mentioned before what you do outside of cycling. Mm-hmm. So can you go in more details, the stuff you do with social media stuff like that? Because just in case you're watching and you want to hire somebody, you never know, she might be the
I mean, yeah, I would love a new job. So I actually work with Big Marsh Bike Park, and I've been doing their social media, just getting more word out about volunteer opportunities, clinics that we're going to be putting on this summer, and things like that. And then I also work with Ed Rudolph Velodrome and getting more information out about races there. And then we are also starting a youth track team, which we are. I'm also doing the social media for that. So I'm just doing a lot of bike social media along with my own. And then I do some pizza restaurants and things like that.
Yeah, cool. So maybe we just have one website that runs all of the social media for all the bike clubs in Chicago. And you're gonna take it over, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got this.
She got it. Because now the Half Acre, they have this Chicago Group Rides.com website where they list all of the biking groups and stuff and where you can go to find them. So again, but when it comes to the aspects of, hey, Chicago, you're looking for something, and the biking group, 606, Evolution, Indigo, you could be the point. Yeah, let's see. You never know. Let's put it in the universe and see how.
Yeah, let's see it. If it feeds back.
Let's see. You never know. Mm-hmm. So is there any place other than the Belgium that you like to ride in Chicago?
Yeah. So I do Waterfall Glen a lot, which is a giant velodrome in my opinion. It's just a 10-mile circle. Palos I do a lot, and then just a lot of commuter riding around the city. The Lakefront Trail is good when there's not a lot of people on it. I feel like there's just not a lot of people paying attention otherwise when there's too many. And then streets are great as long as there's like bike lanes, kind of. I I just need drivers to be a little patient.
Yeah, that's something that, man, we discuss and talk about all the time. Just drivers just being, just not being patient, don't pay attention, and just do like stupid stuff. And I really hope we don't have any deaths this year or beyond, because we had more than one last year, and if you heard about those, which is kind of very sad.
Yeah.
From parking in parking in the biking lane, people getting hit, getting doored, all this crazy stuff. So I really hope we can do something about that.
Pay attention to your surroundings. Like doors can be easily prevented. Just look in your rearview mirror before you open your door.
Yeah. Very, very unfortunate. So as a cyclist in Chicago, like what's one of the, in your opinion, like one of the biggest thing that you struggle with or try to, overcome, like in Chicago? Like what's a barrier for you? Do you have any barriers in Chicago that come to mind?
I think I've been like easing the barriers for myself as I've been like volunteering, but like prices of things can get very expensive. That's like one big barrier for a lot of people to get into cycling. And there are like ways to circumvent that by getting used bikes. Like working bikes is a great opportunity to get a lower cost bike. And then just getting involved in the community, you can get a lot of like parts and stuff like that, where people will just kind of like help you out with like discounts or deals, or people will just be like, I have that and I don't use it anymore, because so many people have things that they don't use anymore.
Hey, I'm in different biking groups, and if anybody ever said, hey, I got this free stuff, I ain't turning it down. Okay. Yep. I'm in Triple X. I'm in all these other groups. Cortado. I'm in Indigo Group. I'm in OK Cycling. If I see anything that's free,
you're like, hello, it is me.
Sign me.
Yeah.
Look at this frame. How much do you think this frame cost? Give me a number. Anything.
I'm being based on the conversation.
Yeah.
Like 700, 800?
180. So, as again.
Wow. I need to get into that bike group.
Okay. So, because again, all my stuff, I'm very patient. A lot of things I buy a Facebook Marketplace. But again, it's hard for somebody who don't know how to start, where to start, because I think you have to get like a big brand name bike and all those different things. That bike frame over there, that was $350. And I built everything else myself.
Yeah.
Parts I get from friends sitting around. So again, if people need stuff, just ask.
Yeah, there's a lot of it floating around the community.
Yeah, I mean, I've called bike shop and said, hey, do you got XYZ? And I say, yeah, we're not using it. Discounted price, boom, done. So this bike investment is maybe like $500. And I built it myself. This bike right here was $550.
That's not bad, investment. Yeah.
That bike over there, frame was free from my friend.
Yeah.
I bought the group set for like $150. Put it together, done.
Yeah, it seems very doable. But I think like it takes that like bridging the gap of knowledge, and then like also like creating that barrier, like breaking that barrier into the community, because that's where you get those great deals. Otherwise, you're like going to a bike shop and being like, how much for a bike?
$10 million. You're like, I can't afford. And you walk out and I realize there's other things. So that's a good point. That's something we need to keep in mind. And again, there's so many people who are so willing to like give you stuff biking wise, or give you advice. Sometimes it's even unwanted, but they mean good.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to take any advice anyone gives, and you just got to take it with a grain of salt of like, that's what's worked for them, which is great. And like, maybe parts of it will work for me, maybe parts of it won't, but just I feel like approaching that like with like, they're trying to help.
Right, exactly. So we'll take any help. I'm still learning stuff, and I take help from anything. Okay. And as I see anything that people post and it's like free or discounted price, I'm going to take it. And the one thing I never refuse in life is food. So if you have like any nutrition stuff for cycling, I will take it because it works for me. And hey, we're all here for that. Any big plans for 2025?
Track, lots of track. Big plans. We're trying to get a youth cycling team out to the Northbrook Velodrome. So that's going to be, I think, where a lot of my effort this summer is going to be going. And then just some gravel rides, Riding Dirty, which is a great up in Viroqua, Wisconsin. I had a really great time last year, and I can't wait to go back. You end at a pizza barn, so how could it be bad?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good that you have all these big plans. And I really hope that I want to see you on the road, Don't be shy to invite me on a bike ride with my friends. And I'll tell you, there's so many groups in Chicago. You don't have to be like even a member to come to some of these groups. Just show up, right? I mean, Evolution, they have a nice group. A cyclist or a cartel may be too early for you, but I bike with those guys. I bike with everybody, by the way.
Yeah.
I own all the jerseys in Chicago. I don't race, but I own all the jerseys. So there's name a biking group in Chicago, and I good chance to have a jersey from 606 to not yet, because I'm just learning about dropettes. But if I can get a jersey, whether it's involved buying it or become a member, I don't mind because I support local.
Yeah,
that's my thing. I support my town
mm-hmm.
to win the city. So if anybody say, hey, you can get a jersey, and if it costs something, let me know. I don't mind paying for a jersey and repping my city. Okay. I own again a lot of jerseys. And that's the guys I ask them, and they say, of course, Omar, it's you. Let's get a jersey. And I pay for it. I pay membership to multiple groups in Chicago because,
Nice.
again, I don't race, so there's no conflict of interest. I just want to have fun, hang with good people, eat pizza, drink beer, and have a good time.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff, because cycling is just, and I can go further with my friends. I can hang out. I mean, I used to be a runner. See all those medals behind, all those trophies.
Oh, dang.
Those are first place overall. Those are half marathon. Those are ultras. Those are 5Ks, pacing.
So you'd be great at track.
I think I'll be okay.
It transfers over really well.
I think I'll be okay, but let's see. I might show up one day and be like, I know you're here, but I won't tell you. I'll show up. Because again, Marcus is trying to get me out there to come out. So
he's gonna come over in a mask and be like, I don't know this.
Yeah, I know, right? So you never know. But again, so many amazing people in Chicago, guys. So many. And you're one of them. And again, as I said before, like when I saw your aura, I'm like, you be somebody I would love to hear from. And to just spread the word, because the more we see, cyclists from all backgrounds in Chicago, it can help us to encourage other people. So I know there are people out there seeing it, I'm like, oh man, now I want to come on and sit down and have a chat, and so we can talk about you and talk about cycling from my perspective. And to thank you for helping to, just maybe to break the ice for other females who want to come on the show and talk about yourself. I'm always welcome. I will make the time work for you guys. Anytime you guys want to come on, just let me know, and please help me to spread the word that we're doing this, because we want to highlight people who make Chicago cycling scene what it is. A lot of volunteering work. You can't beat that. It's her time. She's volunteering. She's trying to work with the youths, doing all these different things. She want to help with social media. But this is how the entire web work, and why Chicago is just like the bomb diggity place to be for cycling.
Yeah.
Okay. So any favorite quotes you want to leave us with before we go? You want to close us out with a quote of yours that you live by, and a rule that you live by?
Just get out there and have fun. It doesn't matter your results. It doesn't matter anything else. Just compete with yourself and enjoy the ride. And
I think Kevin also said the same thing too. The only person you're trying to beat is yourself, right? Your future self. So today you get a result X. Next day you want to get X plus something, and it's become a better person. And I like that. I live by that too. Like, people compare me to other people, like, nah, don't worry about that. I compare myself to me.
Yep.
And that's it, because we just don't know what other people are doing, and it's all about come down to you. So I really, really like that. So again, this is why Chicago is an amazing place to be. Thank you again for joining. I really appreciate you taking your time to come all the way from down south, down north, to sit down and chat, and we get to learn about you. So let's spread the word. Let's keep on, keep the miles and smiles going, right, guys? And just have fun. Get on the bike. It's warming up. We're going to be a lot of cyclists out there. A lot of unwanted races on the lake path. So I'm going to be in Sheridan. We're going to see people ripping legs off at Wednesday Night Ride, Judson Ride, Cortado. It's all happening. It's coming. Once it warms up, we'll be out and we'll be having fun. So again, keep the miles and smiles going. Until we meet again, guys.